Now, let's try the first reading exercise for this unit. It's a contract for a sole proprietor. Read the contract between Mitchell Windows and Doors and Krishna Patel. Krishna is the sole proprietor. After reading the contract, answer the multiple choice questions and the client questions. You will find them online or in a PDF in this section. Now, if you're happy reading the contract by yourself, go ahead, stop this video and read the contract. Or I will read the contract and explain some of the ideas and vocabulary. It's your choice. Okay, let's read the contract together. This is a consulting agreement. This consulting agreement is entered into on December 11th, 2020 by and between, here's the dates, now the parties. First party is James Kingston Mitchell of Mitchell Windows and Doors, his name and the company name, and Krishna Patel of High Tech Consulting. He's the sole proprietor. Consulting agreement. This consulting agreement states the terms and conditions that govern. Govern here is a verb. It means control. The noun is government. So this contract controls this agreement. That govern the contract between High Tech Consulting, hereinafter known as the consultant. If you've done an Englishscape Unit 2 on contracts, you will know that hereinafter means herein, in this contract here, and after this point. So after this point, the consultant means Krishna Patel of High Tech Consulting, having its principal place of business at 201 Harrison Street, Oakland, California. And Mitchell Windows and Doors, hereinafter known as the client, having its principal place of business at 299 23rd Avenue, Oakland, California. Whereas, introducing a new point, the consultant offers consulting services in the field of computer, hardware, software, and network design and installation. And whereas, the client requires the services of the consultant for technical consulting services with regard to computer software design according to the terms and conditions herein. Herein means in this contract here, in this agreement. We begin the section of articles now. Therefore, in consideration of the guarantees made by the partners herein. Consideration means here about in thinking about or knowing about the guarantees made by the parties herein. The consultant, you know that's Krishna, and the client, you know that's Mitchell's Windows and Doors, agree as follows. 1. Term. Term means a length of time. This agreement shall begin on the 1st of January 2021 and continue for 6 months. Either party may terminate means to stop, finish, this agreement for any reason with 30 days written notice to the other party. 2. Consulting services. The consultant agrees that it shall provide its expertise to the client for all things pertaining to, this means related to or about, computer software design for an online marketing, design and ordering process, hereinafter known as the services. Capital S for services because it refers to a major point. That is computer software design for online marketing and design and ordering processes. 3. Compensation. Here compensation means payment for services. In consideration for the services, the client shall pay the consultant at a rate of $36.50 per hour. The consultant shall invoice the client once every month, and payment of such invoices shall be due means when you have to pay, within 14 days of the date of the invoice, so 2 weeks. 4. Intellectual property rights. The parties acknowledge and agree that the client, this is Mitchell's Windows and Doors, will hold all intellectual property rights exclusively. That means this party only will own these rights in any work or product resulting from the services, including but not limited to copyright for publications, patent for ideas and processes, and trademark for logos and names. So the client here, Mitchell Windows and Doors, will own all of the software and anything that Krishna creates for this project. Number 5, confidentiality, meaning keeping things secret. The consultant shall not disclose to any third party any details regarding the client's business, including any information related to any of the client's customer information, business plans, or price points. Make copies of any confidential information for personal use or for distribution means sharing, unless requested to do so by the client, or use confidential information other than solely for the benefit of the client. So Krishna has to be careful that he doesn't disclose or show or tell any of the confidential, secret information from the client, Mitchell Windows and Doors. 6. Non-competition. During the term of this agreement and for 6 months thereafter, after that point, the consultant shall not engage as an employee or consultant in any company in competition with the client, including any company engaged in glass, cabinet, or kitchen sales. So Krishna cannot work for another similar company for 6 months after finishing with Mitchell Windows and Doors. 7. Limitations of employment. During the term of this agreement and for 6 months thereafter, the consultant will not attempt to obtain any business from any of the company's clients, employees, or contractors. Article 8. Legal liability. The client agrees to protect the consultant from all lawsuits, being taken to court, and costs of every kind pertaining to the client's business, including reasonable legal fees due to any act or failure to act by the client while providing consulting services. So the client here, Mitchell Windows and Doors, will legally protect the consultant, Krishna, from any lawsuits and any costs incurred by those lawsuits. 9. Amendments to this agreement. Amendments, means changes. Any modification of the conditions of this agreement shall not be valid. Valid means acceptable or true, unless in writing and agreed on by both parties. Both parties, the client and the consultant, must agree to any change to this contract. Article 10. Applicable law. This consulting agreement and the interpretation of its terms, interpretation means the meaning of its terms, shall be governed by the laws of the state of California and subject to the exclusive jurisdiction is where the court controls, of federal and state courts located in Alameda County, California. So there were the 10 articles. Now, the witnesses section. In witness hereof of this contract, by execution by the parties below, this agreement shall form part of the consultation contract. High-Tech Consulting, Krishna Patel has signed and dated the contract 11th of December 2020. For Mitchell Windows and Doors, James K. Mitchell signs and dates the contract 11th of December 2020. Right, that's the contract. You can print that or use the online version of the contract and do the questions. There are some multiple choice questions and some client questions. In the client questions, each client asks some points about the contract. You need to find the best or most relevant article and write the answer for the client. See you in the next section.